action. I'm here in the Dr. Vinyl room, and here's a Dr. Vinyl team. We have a beautiful Miriam from Dr. Vinyl and Jose himself, Mr. Dr. Vinyl. Miriam, tell us a little bit about Dr. Vinyl.
Well, hi. We are the Capital Audio Fest right now in room 303. We are a small retail shop located in Middle River, Maryland. Our showroom is in our house, so we take appointments. So please, Jose is gonna give you all our information. Please call us to set up an appointment, and you can come to our home and listen to the most beautiful music ever in the most beautiful systems ever.
It is,
and the most delicious coffee also.
And the coffee.
well, I was, you invited me over 2 years ago, and you're absolutely correct. They're beautiful systems, it's a beautiful home, and you're beautiful hosts. It's just delightful. It's delightful to hang with you guys. So viewers, you give these guys a call, and if you need your turntable set up, this is the guy. So, Jose, let's take a look at the system, okay? Hey, Jose, let's start here at the front end. What are we showing here?
Yes, this is the TL2N from CEC. This is doing its primary showing at the Capital Audio Fest. It is not a transport, it is a CD player. It has two chassis CD player, which has the transport in one place and what would be the DAC of the CD player in the second box.
Got it.
It is connected by a proprietary system of CEC that incorporates none of the usual connections or like USB or SPDIF. It uses a special CEC platform.
Mm-hmm.
Here we have the Reed 3C turntable with the 3P arm. This is an idler or belt drive turntable. This is being used in the idler mode.
Mm-hmm.
It is besides being a beautiful piece, it is very precise and very quiet. You know that idler usually carries a lot of compromises with noise
That's
and
right.
other things, but as you will hear in the video, there's no such things going on in this turntable. Then we also have the first appearance of what for me has been a revolution in the analog market.
Yeah, you were raving about this before we started the video shoot. That's an interesting looking arm.
Yes, this is an arm that is totally different from what we're used to as an arm. People use the usual questions like how long or what adjustment do you need to it or how difficult it is. The only thing you measure in this arm is tracking weight and underhang. Everything else doesn't matter because you don't have a curve, because you don't have tracking error.
See.
You don't use most of the measurements that you use on an arm. This has no compliance issues with cartridges. Any cartridge will work on this arm because the arm doesn't have a place to take the load that would be associated with compliance.
I see.
It is extremely fast. For me, the reality of music is how fast you can convey the vibration into music itself, and this put together with my next item, which is the DS Audio 003 optical cartridge, is the fastest combination out there right now. This cartridge is also a new revelation for me, and it's also being shown for the first time at the show. It is from the designers of DS. They've been doing this for quite some time, but they integrated a new part to the system, which is a second light inside the cartridge, and this has taken it to a whole totally different level. People usually ask if there is a stylus, or yes, there's everything that there is to be in a cartridge. There's a stylus, a cantilever. The only difference is that instead of having mass and coils and things hanging around the cartridge, it's reading the movement of the cantilever through light.
Yeah.
So that liberates totally a lot of noise. And for some reason, being so light and very little compliant is very it's not hurt by noise in the record as much as regular cartridge are. It's extremely quiet. I have people come into the room and say that it sounds like a tape machine. And it's really amazing because I'm talking about people that work with Struder drives and stuff. And they say, this sounds like tape. I've never thought vinyl could be that way. He said, well, I never thought vinyl could be this good, and it is.
I've never seen you so enthusiastic in my whole career with you.
The thing is, you know that I don't work at this. I live this. This is what I do. This is what keeps me alive. This is basically what has saved my life. You know, music. And the reproduction of music correctly is what keeps me alive. So I just wanted, I'm so enthusiastic about this because it's very seldom that somebody that has been doing this for 50 years, listening to this, has taken records out of the garbage and put them in this turntable, and they sound like music, which is the amazing part. Regardless if they're recorded at Abbey Road or at the corner studio, they just sound amazing.
And what else do we have here in the system?
Yes, then this box right here, the other thing about this cartridge, it doesn't use a phono stage. So this system costs $6,000, but it includes what would be the equivalent to the phono stage.
Got it.
And I would say that there's right now not many, if any, things out there that can work like this combination. So it takes one cost out of it. Then we move over to the Backart Labs. Backart, it's a preamp company. They only do line stage preamplifiers, and now they started doing phono stages. We have the debut also of of their phono stage. This is the Rhythm 1.3, and this is the Rumba Phono 1.1. They are shown for the first time in the show. Then we go to the amplifier. This has been my favorite amp ever. I've owned many amps throughout my audiophile career, and I found this by mistake or by chance. You can buy bigger amps, you can buy more expensive amps, but I think this is one of the best sounding amps out there. I know you've heard before Peter with very expensive speakers, and it plays with whatever. I mean, it drives, it's 45 watts per channel, and I would play any speaker.
We were listening to it on a big planar system 2 years ago at your house, and it was driving the speakers amazingly well. It was so holographic. But it didn't have that tube sound. It just had the sound of music to it. It was very
that's correct.
Yeah, very natural.
My systems tend to be music. I like to have something that doesn't interfere with the actual thing, which is the music. Here I'm going to turn a little bit back because I'm going to go to the power part of my system. I discovered this through a friend. It's called Puritan Audio from England, and it is none of your usual suspects. I mean, none of the big boxes or the big cables, but it tends to hold the dynamics. The dynamics on the system remain the same, even with the bad electricity we have here at hotel rooms. And the other thing that helps is CAD. The CAD is the grounding system by Computer Audio Designs. For me, they're genius. They work very well with digital audio, but I made him send me a unit, and we started using it for the turntable, and we discovered that it's not about the usual hum you get from turntables, but it will actually lower the noise floor on your turntable.
And before we get to the speakers, what are we cabled up with here?
Dr. Vinyl is all about not having the usual suspects. So instead of going out there and buying what everything else is buying, I've had experience with a cable company before, and I became very close friends with the designer and the person involved with this cable company. And I called him one day and I said, you know what, I need a cable for Dr. Vinyl that it is what Mariem and I feel it's natural. And he delivered. I mean, these cables are probably 30 or 40% less than the cables that you could compare them to. I mean, in the thousands of dollars.
Now, do
And
you sell these cables? Or-
Yes,
you do.
we are.
So it's
Yes.
like bespoke. So I would call you and order a specific length.
Correct.
Correct, got
They're in the website. You can order for retail. You can order through us. It's a combination between Kleinbeck Engineering and Dr. Vinyl.
Got it. Okay.
And I would encourage you to try these cables. You can get more beautiful cables. You can take more impressive cables, but you can get something that sounds an image like this.
Now let's look at the speakers.
Let me show you
Oh.
another part of this. This is something that is very particular. This is the Mozart rack. Okay, this rack is built in Frederick, Maryland. It's custom made for us,
It's really nice looking. Yeah.
and it's
Oh
really
yeah.
inert.
Yeah, that's really nice.
This is made out of rich light completely.
Oh.
It is.
Okay.
There is nothing extremely fancy about it, but its looks. I mean, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
spalted maple.
Yeah, look
This
at that.
proves that you can have a functional rack that looks amazing. Okay.
Okay.
So now we go to the QLN's Prestige ones. The QLN's Prestige ones that are the most amazing speaker for the price. I mean, this speaker is $6,800.
They sound like
It's-
$60,000
It's
speakers.
just
Yeah.
$6,800,
Yeah.
and it proves that the synergy between things in a system is what actually gives you the sound.
You're right.
The speakers are very important, but if you don't have a good source, you can feel the price drop down as you get closer to your speakers. The source is over $20,000, or maybe $35,000, including the arms and the cartridges. But then you come down in price until you get to the speakers. But what you don't get down is your sound. Your sound is music, and it'll be there.
Well, let's do that next. Let's listen to some music. Let's listen to some Bizet's Carmen. It's a beautiful track, viewers. That's done by Mike Valentine of Chasing the Dragon. We've had it at the show in many, many rooms. I'll be able to tell you immediately how good the system is. Here we go.
Yes.
Di croix les vite, il te tient.
purity, Jose, if you could pick the needle up on that, please. The purity of this system, I hear what you're talking about with that tone arm, phono cartridge combination, and on the read with the idler drive setup. I mean, my goodness gracious, this sounds very similar to the gigantic back system we played this morning in its purity of tone. I mean, it's just so spot on. Her voice is just hanging right there in space, man. I tell you, this is just spectacular for a $6,800 speaker. It's just, I can't believe it. So viewers, you've got to reach out and call Jose. He's Dr. Vinyl, based here in Maryland, and he knows his way around turntables like nobody else here in the business. Thank you very much for your hospitality, guys, today. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
You guys have a great business, great people. Wonderful to have a listening experience with you guys today. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.